Hello and welcome to the Crochet Business School podcast, where you can use your crochet to build a business that will give you the lifestyle you've been dreaming of. How long does it take to write a crochet pattern? Well, this kind of depends on how big of a project the pattern is, but that's really the crocheting time. When it comes to the rest of it, that is getting it written up, making sure you got your pictures, and all of that, that process is not so long. It kinda takes the same amount of time no matter what, and that's because most pattern writers write as they go. You write the pattern down as you are creating it. It's much harder to create something and then go back and see what you did. It is much more efficient and accurate to write a pattern as you are designing it, as you are crocheting it up. So really the most amount of time that it takes when it comes to creating a pattern is in the initial design. Obviously, the bigger the pattern, the longer that takes. So a large blanket could take 2 to 3 months to get made up and get the rough draft of the pattern written up. Something small and simple, for example, a face cloth, you could do that in a couple of days. So it really depends on the type of project that you're creating. What comes after is fairly uniform. That is getting the pattern cleaned up and making sure everything makes sense, that the terminology is all right, that your stitch counts add up. For making sure everything makes sense, you could use a tech editor, and that's someone who checks that the counts add up and that you're using the right terminology all the way through and that it makes sense. Then you get any pictures you want together. I mean, at the bare minimum, you do need to have a photo of the finished item. That is bare minimum photos that you want. If you want to be more helpful to your customers, you would take photos of how to make any special stitches and maybe a photo of each stage so that they have the reassurance that they're um, making up correctly. So they've got a picture to gauge that they're on the right track. You could make a video of any special stitches or of the pattern itself, depending on if you're going to release it as a free or a paid pattern. And once you've done that and got everything sorted, you would get some testers. That's other crocheters to actually make the design themselves from your pattern to make sure that it's reader friendly and that it does make sense to them at the level that you have said that it needs. So you tend to label crochet patterns as for beginners, intermediate, or advanced. And so you make sure that it fits the right skill level using testers. So as a designer, it can be quite difficult to remember what you could and couldn't do as a beginner. So it's quite handy getting testers from um, different skill levels to help you with that. And once the testers come back, you get your pattern written up in a pretty PDF. It doesn't have to be a pretty one. You don't have to take time doing that. I mean, you could just release it as a standard PDF. No bells and whistles, just simple. Nothing wrong with that. If that's your style, that's great. And then it's getting your listing ready on your selling site, getting posts ready for your social media to launch, getting teaser information and sneak peeks out to your audience so they know something's coming. writing up newsletters so that your audience knows that you're going to have something ready for them to buy soon. All these things after you've created the design and got the rough pattern, in terms of your time, it's pretty standard process. But the big gap in the middle of all that is the testing. You do have to wait for the testers to come back with you with your design. And so for that period of testing, you kind of stop. You can get your listings and newsletters ready, in anticipation of getting your design back. But that gap waiting for the testers, you tend to start your next design. So it's kind of this rolling process where you will have several designs going on at once. But how much time a pattern takes is entirely determined by you and how much time you have to create. But for many designers, you won't see many patterns a year, especially those that design blankets. Even full-time designers, if they design full-size blankets, they may only release 4, 5, 6 patterns a year because they do take quite a bit of time to make. But designers who make smaller items, headbands and hats, could release 20 plus designs a year because they are much quicker to make and much quicker to get tested and get out. So how much time a crochet pattern takes to make is determined by how big and complex your design is. It will depend on the niche you choose. It will depend on how much time it takes you to do that initial design and rough draft of the pattern. It's all part of the process. And it is a step-by-step process, and as with anything, the pattern writing bit, actually getting it on paper or computer screen, as it is these days, that is the longest bit, and tweaking things to make sense. And that will get easier with practice. Like many things, it all gets easier with practice and takes less time. But you can release as many patterns a year as you have time to do and that you feel comfortable doing. And it all does come back to how big a design you're choosing to do. Now, in my membership, the Hookers Academy, we talk about everything about writing, selling, and profiting from crochet patterns. We go through the process about how to write a crochet pattern and the marketing of it, where to sell, how to market to your audience, and different ways that you can make money from your crochet patterns. Because actually selling the pattern is only one way that you can profit from them. There are many other ways that you can make money from your crochet patterns, free and paid. Just because a pattern is free does not mean that you can't make money from it. If you're interested in the membership and how to write your own crochet patterns and creating a fantastic source of income that will profit for you for years to come after only doing the work once, then come and take a look. The link to the Hookers Academy and more information about it is in the show notes. I'd love to see you there and help you to grow your own crochet pattern writing business. So any questions, please do come to my Facebook community, the Crochet Seller Support Group. And if you have any questions, please do ask. So thank you for joining me, and I shall see you next time for the next episode. Bye for now.